Hello, my name is Haoyu Li, and I would like to introduce the laboratory to in EE542, and this is my presentation about the report. In the first part, we need to create the VPC, and there is some detailed setting about VPC. And we start by creating the VPC. You can see the IP address here, and as we all know, the VPC is a virtual network dedicated to our Amazon cloud account. And for the next part is subnet configuration, and I configured 4 subnets in this VPC, two for the server and the client, and two for the public IP address. These subnets were designed to isolate resources based on the functionality. And next, I do some setting about the internet gateway. Basically, the internet gateways help different subnet to communicate, exchange information with each other, and to enable the internet access for the instance. And for the next is the route table. Yes, it's also like embedded in the gateway, and help to communicate with different device in different subnet. And then is the elastic IP address, and to allow the public SSH access. And then we do the EC2 instance, and you can see this is a instance EC2 instance dashboard, and I launched the EC2 instance using the Amazon machine image, and I launched to the this instance running VYOS and the Ubuntu, and the setting of the instance type is T2 micro, which is follow the PDF, and it's also important for us to do setting about the security group, and we need to enable the traffic for SSH and ICMP, which means the device can ping to each other, and also the TCP UDP protocols. Yes, this three part needs to be active, and this is help to associate the elastic IP to our new created EC2 instance, and you can see the associated instance ID. And also, as we create the instance before, and we need to create a client server instance. You can see just the whole operation is quite familiar with the previous one, and also we also create the server instance, and there's very important part about the source and destination check is a quite important setting in our EC2 instance, and VYOS. And when the source destination check is enabled, the instance can only receive traffic addressed to its own IP and can't forward traffic. It restricts the instance to handle only the traffic that is directed related to it. And when it's disabled, the instance can act like a network router or an NAT gateway, allowing traffic to pass from a source to destination. And yeah, that's quite very important setting. And after create our topology, we need to use some techniques to try to test our created network topology. And the first one is using the TCP dump. It's kind of like a Tomcat to capture some internet packages uh, to monitor our IP address and do some filter about the internet packages. And you can say there are so many packages, and we can use these tools to help capture the client server when client and the server communicate with each other, we can use this one to monitor the information exchange. Yeah, and also there's we use the IPERF to test the connection between the client and the server using both like UDP and TCP, and it does allow us to understand the maximum throughput on the different conditions, and you can say is the whole installation, and also I do some tests about the ping the client ping to the server, and you can say a success. And for this one, we also use the Linux the TC command. We added the artificial network delays of 100 ms to simulate like a realistic environment, and repeat the test and observe the change of the network performance. Yes, you can say these are the result. And this are result about the traffic control, the bandwidth control, and yes, and is about to monitor the specific interface. And at the last, it's about the TC. We deleting the TC setting on server and client. Yes, and we use applying the VYOS to like simulate the EC2 instance, and yes, you will with minor difference due to the VYOS routing, and also AWS allows creating the VPCs and the EC2 instance to simulate a real-world network. And for example, I used elastic IPs to do some public access and test the SSH for the secure authentication, and also use the VPCs and the subnet provide isolate environment to do some settings, and mentioned the command we used in our terminal to in the EC2 dashboard, and we used the IPERF to test the bandwidth between the client and the server, and we also used the TC to simulate the delays of packet loss. and the bandwidth limits or something. And for the all the laboratory, I think is quite uh, kind of complicated when we try to build the whole network topology and specific the elastic IP and SSH when the connectivity was lost with the interface changed. I tried to solve it by reassign the IPs. And for the conclusion, through the whole project, I gained like a deeper understanding of AWS and the EC2 instance configuration and the experience with the tools like the TCE and IPRF, and I think it quite help us to have a better understanding of the uh, cloud internet and how the specific operations in the AWS.